So today I'm going to be talking about social media and how it has a positive or negative effect. I just want you guys' opinion and give me some feedback whether or not if you feel social media has negatively affected society. Well, according to WVEA.org, researchers found that between the ages of 13 and 18, teens find themselves on social media for about 9 hours. Just for entertainment use. I know I'm not the only one who has experienced this, but while researching, I found thousands of others have too. Whether it may be losing themselves to a virtual self or just being distracted or leading to even harmful acts, I strongly believe that social media has a negative effect on social media. Personally, when social media became a huge outlet to society, I unfortunately became addicted. I found myself hours on my phone using social media and becoming severely unproductive. I would feel like after I was using social media, I would become lazy, not doing my daily things like I used to. I remember there were times where I would become extremely upset if I were to get my phone taken away when I was younger, of course, because I lived in fear of missing out on what was going on online. And I became so invested, I kind of lost myself in a way. I wasn't exercising anymore, my eating schedule was off, and overall I kind of felt tired. I hope to spread awareness and explain how social media can be dangerous if not taken precautions. I've had friends stress over the amount of likes of their pictures, and they kind of use it to boost their egos and say if they didn't meet their expectations, they would actually become abnormally upset. So a few places where I've researched and found a few little things kind of saying like how social media can negatively affect young teens is, well, while researching through live streaming of violent acts, the author discusses the violent acts portrayed on social media through technology, social media specifically. Violent acts can be anywhere in the means of self-harm, suicide, or thoughts, fights. In the article, it focuses on the time it takes for social media companies to review the violent content before taking it down. It's to the point where social media looks like a place for violence and it's kind of promoting rather than a place for people to express themselves in a safe environment. In 2016, an 18-year-old girl from Texas, she went to Brandy Vale. She shot herself in the chest in front of her family after being targeted for months by an aggressive cyberbully. So just hearing that and just knowing that social media was like that kind of platform where people can just go after people and be so mean, there should just be like these social media companies like targeting, flagging that right away and taking it down just so it doesn't bottle up and lead to something so serious. In the essay Hiding Behind the Screen, Roger Scruton argues the more people satisfy their need for companionship through relationships carried out on the screen, the less they will develop friendships of that other kind, the kind that offers help and comfort in the real world. So what he meant by that is saying how social media kind of like people like just can be whoever they want and not who they truly are. They kind of get lost in the virtual life, and it kind of like makes it feel like people in the real life don't act the way they do online. And in the documentary Being 13, the video contains numerous teenagers and records for statistical purposes how the teenagers act on social media. And similar to the essay Hiding Behind the Screen, numerous teenagers state how they enjoy not having to reveal their true selves and how half of the things they say on social media they would never say face to face. So that being like what I just said is saying that like people online kind of lose themselves in a way and they would say things that they would never say face to face. And so in conclusion, I've told how social media can be harmful. They lose their true self, their true identity, and it's overall like a distraction. Being in school, having social media, getting notifications, instantly wanting to pick up their phones and check it to see what's going on. They're not really getting the full knowledge that their teacher's portraying in front of them. And all these things can be like prevented with stricter guidelines of use, and for social media companies to view reports more quickly in order to take something down if it's inappropriate. Imagine people's lives with being on their phones less and enjoying what's right in front of them. People are so invested in use so much time on their phones that they forget the life that's right in front of them. And so put that phone down and actually communicate people face to face. I mean, I'm sure it's going to help you in the long run, especially for interviews and stuff like that. Like just having communication with people face to face is overall a benefit. Also, you know, being on your phone, people lose the thought of exercising, going for a walk. In the end, I feel like people spend so much time on their phones that they're not getting the proper rest that they need. Just put the phone down, get that 8-9 hours of rest before you have a long day tomorrow. Like, I think people need to like have like a time limit on their phones. I know there's an app for it where you can monitor the amount of time you're on your phone and know, like, shut off your social media once you hit that time limit. And from what I've heard, it's actually helped people in a really positive way. And to end off with a quote, I would say, one day you will look back and recall all the time you spent on social media and wonder why you didn't invest that time in yourself. That was by Germany Kent.